Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business featuring Stampin' Up! Products. I also offer products to make stamping more convenient and also organized. I finally get to open the new 2019-2020 annual catalog. Let me show you some of the features. We have the suites listed and some of the features of our products. They have all the bundles listed right up front, so convenient. And then we also have the suites organized very much like they were before, except the suites, you can buy everything in the suites now for one number. We also still have the bundles. The bundles are the ones that have 10% off. I took my catalog in, as I do each year, and I had them cut off just the very spine and also punch holes for binding. I also bought some overhead sheets. I had those punched with a spiral binding as well. This is an extra. If you want these, come on over to my website. I'll have the direct link for you on the YouTube video at the bottom. I cut them into strips between the colors. I laminate them. Not with fancy lamination, but just with packing tape. And so I just put the packing tape over here. I have organized these tabs so that you can just cut them out as rectangles and fold them on the lines. Or you can punch them. Maybe you have the old round tab punch. Most of our label punches will work as well. I finally purchased the circle tab. And then you're going to want to use a strong adhesive, but you can use tear and tape. You're going to put your tab where you want it and be sure you only turn one page, whether you're doing the clear sheets or the catalog pages, and then just fold it down. I also made for you a quick reference, and I had this spiral bound while I was getting the other things spiral bound. And this quick reference is a lot like the stamps and accessory index, but I have included the price and the number for the adhesives and for the envelopes. I went into a few other things like the angel policy. Also, I don't know if you saw, I just tied a piece of ribbon in here that I can use as a bookmark that stays put. And although my printer didn't really print true to the color, I tried to color coordinate. So you'll see these same color coding on some of the other resources I offer. One of the things I totally love is the stamp case slips. Cut them into slips, and then I just open it up, and Delightful Day is here. Put it under that plastic. You can tape this, but I found that usually it stays in just like that. On the back I have the French name and number, the German name and number, the recommended blocks, and any of the coordinating products. Like this stamp set coordinates with the Delightful Tag Topper Punch. And these are color coded along with the catalog. You might organize your stamps with the same themes. So the kids and babies you can organize by color, or you can organize them alphabetically as I do. I have the catalog on the spine, and also the catalog and the page number on the front of the label. One of the first labels that I started making for myself, Stampin' Up! Didn't used to put the colors on the designer series paper. Now they do, yay! But I find these plastic wrappers don't hold up. I finally found some giant heavy-duty bags that are reclosable. They are a little bit longer, so I just fold them up and put packing tape on the bottom so they fit nicer. I sell these bags on my website, so I still make my labels. You can print those on Avery 8163, but frankly I find that these labels jam in my printer, so I just use it on regular copy paper. And you'll find large labels for things like the Estate card boxes, baker's boxes, foil sheets, anything that is large and flat. And on the labels it has the name of the product in English, French, and German, the catalog and the page it's from, how many sheets there are, all the colors that are in it. And so I put these on the top, and so that's how I store my 12 by 12. Someone asked me to make these labels. The person that asked me asked for a very specific size, so I do continue to make these and post them on my website. You might also want to print out my DSP sampler tabs. I print these on Whisper White cardstock, and then I cut the cardstock 2 by 3. I think this is a good way to show the samples since you can see both sides of the paper. I do again list the catalog and the page, the item number, all the details. Another label that I started making is for the punches. You can see what the punch looks like on top and on the end, but I never know what the names of them are. So this is the circle tab punch. And I can put this label on the front. I have these labels for all kinds of things, for the ribbon, for the dies. Another thing that doesn't have names on it is the embossing folders. So I've really enjoyed having these. I use the Avery 5167 labels. They come 80 per sheet. They are 1/2 by 1 3/4. And they print perfectly on my printer, on my computer from the PDF. But every printer is a little bit different, and so I would recommend that you print it on regular copy paper just to check the alignment, especially check the length of it to make sure that they fit on your labels. If they don't fit, try a different computer. There are labels that are full sheet. You can try printing them out on that and cut them up. Or you can cut them out on copy paper and just use adhesive. And I have been amazed at how long these hold up. I put this label on last year, and it's a little dirty, but it's still there in good shape. I made this chart that shows all of our colors, and I have little check boxes for if we offer Stampin' Blends in each of the colors, if there's a designer series paper, and this year all of these have designer series paper because we have color families. Also if they have ribbons or trim, so if it's got a washi tape or a ribbon or a cord, I have a checkbox there. And if there's other embellishments, like maybe there's those adhesive dots, and if you wanted to like circle it or make some other mark on here for if you personally own it, that might be helpful as well. I have a love-hate relationship with autocorrect. I hate when it autocorrects for something I don't want, but I have intentionally set up autocorrect on Word and Excel for myself. So if I type in capital B, B-L-U, it changes it automatically to balmy blue. I also have the RGB codes and the hex codes. If you use Terran Tape, TNT, Stampin' Dimensionals is just DIM. So if you want to make those for yourself, that's ready. I have my sponge daubers in a box. They are still available at this website. I keep my daubers in here sponge side down so that it doesn't get in here. And if I want Coastal Cabana, for instance, I just coordinate two down here, and this would be my Coastal Cabana. I just printed mine on copy paper. You might want to print it on cardstock. I just cut out around the outside borders and fold it in half. I use a little bit of snail to hold this closed, and just some corners in here to keep it in the box. Maybe especially with your Stamparatus, you are a fan of Stampin' Spots. You can order Stampin' Spots uninked. So if you just buy the refill, and I don't know if I would recommend regular copy paper, maybe I would recommend cardstock for this just so they hold up. And I have made these fit so you can put them on the top. You may want to print off 2 copies so you can put one on the bottom as well. I have also made tags for washi tape. You can just cut these out and make tags. We only have 2 sets of washi in this catalog. Of course, as soon as you open the package, you're going to be losing the label and your numbers and everything. And you can also get these separated. So I like to hold them together. In this case, I've got some ball chain, but you could use ribbon. This allows you to get your tape off, but it keeps your sets together. And again, it's got all the details, including all the colors in that set. I have case inserts for all kinds of things. One of my favorite things to do is to store my ink refills in a wide case. There are very faint lines on here, and I intentionally did not put a line on the bottom because maybe your printer prints it a little bit larger or smaller, and so you can cut it to fit inside your wide stamp cases. I keep my ink in little boxes, and I made a video on how I do these boxes and these little kind of shelf out of window sheets. I'll put a link to that. And it keeps my inks all organized. I love it. And you know that I'm going to have all the French and German names, the page numbers, the catalog, all the colors listed. I have case inserts for all the dies and embellishments like the jewels and the trinkets and the Stampin' Write markers. And once again, I have color coded these, so all of the coloring tools are in blue, all of the adhesives are in green. Another product that I sell is a cardstock sampler. Again, it has all the names on it, not the page numbers, but it does have the color families on these. I use these to kind of plan my colors, and also if I've already made a card and I want to write and I want to sign my name or add to it, I can check the colors with this paper sampler. I did invest in the storage by Stampin' Up. Perhaps you saw the inexpensive stamp pad storage that I posted, and that worked out really nicely, but I thought I'd try out the storage by Stampin' Up. One of the things that I missed was having the boxes with the colors. So I used my paper sampler to make little labels. I just cut up the bottom inch off these tags and then adhered them with, you guessed it, packing tape so that I can put away my stamp pads where they belong. But I have organized my inks with the in colors mixed up kind of red to purples, and then all of the other color families in the same order that Stampin' Up! Has them in the catalog. And I love that because it really puts mostly all of my yellows together, all my greens and my blues, and so I can compare my colors that way. I love this storage by Stampin' Up! You may have seen my video about my craft space. I call it my craft wall, but maybe you're just starting out and you have a very small space. This box has quite a bit of product in it. I have lots of card bases and layers. I cut card bases, and then I have layers that are 5 1/4 by 4, and other layers that are 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. I can fit all of the colors in 3 wide cases, as well as I have some envelopes. The stamp cases fit in these photo boxes really nicely. I made a little custom box for myself that fits the paper sampler and a few essential tools. I have taken my supplies camping, and this works out really well for travel, taking a few stamps and markers. And the stamping storage works out nicely. I do want to recommend one little hack. The stamping storage works really nice if you're just leaving it in one place, but if you're moving it around, that plain old packing tape again holds them together, and yet the packing tape is still really easy to remove if you want to change up your organization. I think you'll love this new catalog. I know that I do. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you need a catalog, let me know and I'll get one to you. Here's the web address. Click Home near the top of my page and you'll find lots of resources. Under Shop, I have tips for online shopping, frequent shopper rewards, and products I offer to help you stay organized. Share my Evernote notebook for a nominal contribution. It functions as a fully searchable catalog. I offer a cardstock sampler, taggers to help you identify those dies with lots of similar shapes, heavy-duty bags to store 12 by 12 and 6 by 6 paper, and a bow maker. Inspiration takes you to all my projects. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, what's special about Stampin' Up! Stamps, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find catalog tabs, labels, and case inserts, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, a basic toolkit, color charts by alphabet, color family, and rainbow order, products by color, and RGB codes, and you can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or to grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you soon. Bye.